everyone, today I'm going to be showing you guys how I do my foundation routine whenever I want to achieve a flawless face. But first, I'm going to share with you guys a few tips and tricks that I know helped for me. So the first thing that you want to do is know what type of skin you have. I have normal to dry skin. I'm more dry in the winter time. For the most part, I do have normal skin. So they do make different foundations for any type of skin type, whether it is normal skin, it is dry skin, combination skin. A few of my favorite ones from the drugstore is the Loreal True Match. If you do have oily skin, I do recommend this one. It is the Maybelline Matte and Poreless. And my all-time favorite from the drugstore that I probably use the most and I've been using for so many years now is the Revlon Colorstay. And this foundation has so many different colors, and it has ones for normal to dry skin and for combination to oily skin. So the one I have is the normal to dry skin, and if you are looking for a full coverage foundation that you want to use from the drugstore, I definitely recommend this one. It is a 24-hour foundation, so it is going to last all night long, and this foundation is definitely a full coverage foundation. From more of a high end, my two favorite ones are the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation and the Born This Way by Too Faced. So those are just a few of my favorite foundations that I use. Now, to get your perfect match, you definitely never ever want to go darker than your skin. And what you want to do is you want to match your neck with the foundation. You want to go with something that matches your neck and not your face, because my face is like a lot lighter than my neck, and that is because you wash your face so much. You wash it day and night, and I never expose my face to the sun because number one, it is so pale and I have freckles and it attracts the sun so much I usually get really burnt, and two, just to protect your skin, you don't want any wrinkles or anything like that. Is on a daily basis, I usually do use the Revlon Colorstay, and this does have an SPF in it. If you do go to Sephora or an Ulta, usually there are people there to help you pick out your shades. If you're at Walmart or something like that, there's no one there to really help you. You just kind of want to do something like put it right here if you can and see if it is the same shade as your neck. Now, my personal reference is that if you're between two colors, I would go with the lightest color because you can bronze your face up and try to make it look like the same color as your skin. Whereas if you go darker, then you're kind of stuck, and that's when you start to look a little cakey. So when picking out a foundation, if you have to and you don't want to buy both foundations and mix them together, because that is always an option, go with the lightest foundation. Another tip is before applying your foundation, you definitely want to make sure that you have clean skin. You've cleaned it probably 20 or 30 minutes. I wouldn't go longer than that before applying your foundation. And that is just going to help you achieve that flawless look. If you have excess product on from the night before, any type of dirt or anything in your skin, it's just not going to look as flawless and you can look cakey. So I definitely recommend going in with some type of cleanser before you apply your foundation. Another tip is that if you want to use any sort of primer, I am definitely not a primer person. If I am going out for the night, I will use a primer, and the primer that I'll use is this Instant Age Rewind, the lifter. It's a primer inside a base, and I will just use this if I am going out or if I need my foundation or something to last all day long, I will use this. But for the most part, I just apply it to my clean skin, and I don't really go for a primer. I have not found a primer that really makes my skin or anything like that feel different or make my foundation look different or anything like that. Also, if you do have really red skin, I would recommend going in with a cream primer, and that is just going to help cancel out any of the redness that you have in your skin. Now, for brushes, you can use your fingers if you'd like. For a flawless finish, I like to use just a flat top brush. You can also use any type of sponge wet, but that is going to give you a more natural finish than a brush would. Also, you're going to want to go in with a clean brush. Now, with your face brushes, you do not have to clean them every single day before you use it. I always like to do, and I probably clean my brushes probably once a week, but every day that I do use this, I'll just wipe it on a towel just to wipe off anything that is excess from yesterday. See how I achieve a flawless face? Then just keep watching. So I'm just going to put this, I'm just going to pump it into my hand like so, and I'm just going to massage this into my skin. I'm mostly going to focus that in the T-zone of my face, just because that's where I have a lot of freckles and I don't really like them showing. I am going to use the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. And what I like to do is just make sure you shake up your foundation before using it. And this, I'm just going to take some on my finger and I'm just going to put it on my face in spots. Now you definitely want to start out with a lighter hand. You don't want to put too much foundation on at once because you could always add more later. You can always build it up. If you put too much on in the beginning, you're just going to end up having a cakey looking face. So I'm just going to put this much on and I'm just going to blend it out. Now when I'm blending, I like to pat it into my skin just to make sure, because if you're just swiping it, you're just basically going to wipe off the foundation. So I just like to pat it first. Now once I have the pat, I'm just going to start buffing it in circular motions. I'm just going to buff it into my skin. And you do want to take any of the excess product that is left on your brush and just kind of blend it down onto your neck, just because you don't want a line. So you just want to make sure that you blend it all the way down. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm just going to put this Garnier Skin Renew Anti-Dark Circle underneath my eyes. You guys probably seen me do this, and what I like to do this for is it just kind of cancels out any of the dark spots, and also if you do have like kind of like a bag on your eye, like if you're super tired. So because the roller part is cold, it does help if you do have a puffy under eye. And I just like to let that sit for probably about 30 seconds before I do blend it out. And then what I like to do is I just like to pat it out my finger. Just make sure if you are using your finger to pat anything out, you are not using your pointer finger. You want to use a finger, either this one right here or your middle, because these fingers aren't used very often, so you're not going to push super hard down on your skin and cause any wrinkles. So you just want to go in with a very light hand and just start tapping it out. And you don't want to swipe either, because swiping it is just going to remove the and today I'm going to use the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. Some of my favorite concealers from the drugstore are the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer and the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer. Those are my two favorite ones from the drugstore. So another one that I love that you guys see in probably every single one of my tutorials is the Naked Skin Concealer by Decay. Highlight your face at all, you're just going to want to pick one that is the exact same color as your skin tone. And if you do want to highlight, I would recommend going probably 1 or 2 shades lighter than your foundation color to give you that highlight. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit on my finger. I'm just going to go like this with it, just to kind of warm up the product so it sits better on our face. I'm just going to start tapping it down into a V motion. When you do your foundation, when you do your concealer, you are going to want to work in a V motion, just because it's going to highlight and make your face look more sculpted back. You're also going to want to put a little bit down the center of your nose, your chin, right above your lip on your Cupid's bow, and then just a little bit on your forehead. So once we have that, you could either use any type of brush that you want. You can go back in with the foundation brush and just thing that out. I like to personally go in with my finger first, just because I feel like it gives such a better coverage. Once you have that all blended out, you just want to go back in with the foundation brush. Don't put any more product on it, and just kind of blend and buff this out where the line was, so that way you don't have a super sharp line. So you just want to kind of make everything blend seamlessly. So I'm just going to go in with my Laura Mercier powder. I'm just going to tap some into the lid. And to set under my eyes, I'm just going to use a tapered blush brush. This one is from e.l.f. And I'm just going to start patting that down. To do the rest of my face, I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush like this, dip it in, and just start patting it all over my skin. And the reason you want to use a translucent powder is because it's not going to add any color to your face, it's just going to set everything down. Now if you are going to a powder that has color in it, just make sure you don't use a lot of it on the brush because you can start to look cakey. And now that we set our face, I will at this time go in, I will contour, I will bronze my face, I will add blush, I will highlight and do all that. So I'm going to do that off camera and I will be back in 1 second. And once you have all of your contouring, blush, and everything else on your face, what you're just going to want to do is take any type of setting spray. I'm going to use the MAC Fix Plus, spray this all over the face. And what this is going to do is just going to help all the powders and everything all settle down into your skin. And this is also going to help make everything last all night long. And that is how I achieve a flawless looking face. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you guys, and I hope you guys take some of the tips and tricks I showed you guys. And just remember that it is not going to work for every single person out there. Have a great rest of the day and stay tuned for my next tutorial. Thanks guys. Bye.